it's a very big chapter. So that big chapter is called morphology of flowering plant. Let's start with the morphology of flowering plant. It's very big structure, and there are three families as well. So morphology means outer structure, right? So before starting with the morphology, I would like to discuss with you the morphological characteristic of any plant, right? Morphological characteristic of plant. So morphology of flowering plant. First, let me show you a plant structure, basic plant structure. By the way, we have already discussed in angiosperm in classification part, but still I want to discuss with you. Where is that? Yes. Look, this is basic morphology of a angiosperm plant. So we are studying the morphology of angiosperm plant. So the part which is found below the ground surface, that is called root system, right? And the plant part which is found above the ground, that is called shoot system. Okay, root system of primary root, secondary root, tertiary root, root hair, and all that. We'll study in detail the root system first, then we will study about the shoot system. In shoot system, so there are two part, which is mandatory for any stem part. This upper part is a stem. Stem is divided into node, and these are the node part. Between the node, there is a part which is called internode. So this is the peculiarity of stem. Every stem will have node and internode. Now I have a question for you. You have to tell me, wherever you like, since childhood we are studying that potato is a stem, right? And everybody of us have been told that potato is a type of underground stem. I want to ask you how you can prove that this potato is a stem. On what characteristic, on the basis of what characteristic you are arguing that the potato is a stem?
Because of birds, sir.
Birds. So stem have birds.
Yes.
And root do not have bud.
Yes, root does not have birds.
Sure.
They have?
Yeah, they do have.
Oh.
Anyone of you else? On what characteristic you are saying? Like since childhood, we are like everybody is telling us that potato is stem. You must have seen, like listen that now.
Yes, sir.
Look, again, what I explained you few seconds before. I explained you that every stem will have node and internode. So actually, the bud come out partially. Mr. Sham was trying to tell me, but he was not like he did not hit exact point. Actually, the bud comes out. These shoot buds like leaves. These leaves, these flowers, and these floral buds. They come out from node only. Look, node. So these structure are called eye, and eye are actually node. Like between these two nodes, there is a structure which is called internode. Internode. So it have node and internode. Give me just 1 second. Okay, So, one more update that first I'll finish this part, right? And before starting root system, I'll take a Viva. So even I will try to cross check that are you people studying or not, right? And how much you are studying. And Viva will be only the based of whatever I have taught you, nothing else, right? So I'll check. I'll have like for 10 to 15 questions, not more than that. Fine. Are you happy with that or not? Samara, happy or not? Not happy?
Happy, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Happy with that?
There are how many teaching instruments?
It depends on the questions.
That will be simple only. I won't ask you very hard type of question, right? So look, potato have node and internode. So on the basis of that, we can say that this is the stem, right? So always all the birds arise from node. These are the very basic questions, but these are the questions actually. So every stem will have node and internode. Again, what happens at the time of the maturity, the apical bud, generally the apical bud of the plant, it becomes reproductive part. It get modified into reproductive part and it becomes flower, right? So these are the leaves, fruit, stem, flower, node, internode. So this was the basic morphology of flowering plant. Clear?
Yes.
So when we will study the types of stem, then we will study the underground stem and the rhizome, what are the rhizome and all that, right? So this was the basic part, right? So then I will start with this part, the root system, no? This part. Then we will go to this part, right? Root system. So before going into root system, I will have at least 10 questions. I'll ask question to all of you. So this is open for all of you. Anyone can answer. So let's start with the animal classification system. I will ask you from last two questions, last two classes, right? So my first question is that I will ask only all those questions which I have discussed with you in detail. The first phylum, my question is first phylum from point of evolution, first phylum which have nerve cell. Which is the first phylum which have nerve cells or nervous system? First phylum which have nervous system. Basic question, very basic.
Echinodermata.
Oh, come on.
Cnidaria.
Absolutely right, yeah. Cnidaria. Look, you have written down that the first phylum which was Porifera, this is the only animal phylum which do not have nervous system, and Cnidaria have nidoblast cell. Most probably this is the first primitive. Very good, excellent. So good, yeah. Now the second question. I was telling you the part of like segmentation, right? So in partial segmentation is found in the animal with the partial segment. Tell me only just example. The animal which have partial segmentation means pseudo segmentation.
Aphone.
Excellent, very good. Samara is also telling very good, great. So keep on giving me answer like this way. I'll be happy. Next, the diploblastic animal. So Kia have answered me, Samara have answered me. Now Istisham and Maziha, it's your turn. Okay. So diploblastic animal, they have ectoderm and endoderm. Between the ecto and endo, they have a non-cellular layer filled with non-living material. What we call that layer? What we call that layer? Mazia, what do we call that here? Sham. Hey, come on. Diploblastic animal have two layer, ectoderm, endoderm. Between the ectoderm and endoderm, there is a third. In between, there is a material which is made up of non-living. Mazia?
Mesogila
Mesoderm, sir.
no,
Mesoderm.
Great. Very good. Very good. Mesoglia. Call that mesoglia. This is Sham. Today you haven't told me any questions. Now the fourth. Fourth part is that what is the peculiarity of ctenophora? What is the most peculiar character of ctenophora that is not found in any other?
Bioluminescence.
Excellent. Very good, Samara. Bioluminescence. Excellent. Fifth question. I'll ask very basic kind of a question. Okay. So now comes to Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes. What is the name of representative organism of Aschelminthes? Means nematoda.
Roundworm.
Earthworm.
Roundworm.
Roundworm. What is the name of that organism? I told you. I have told you. They spread a disease.
Balagonos, something.
Balanoglossus.
Yeah, Balanoglossus. Yes.
Balanoglossus is the hemichordata. It's a representative member of hemichordata. 11th phylum, 10th phylum. Representative of Aschelminthes. Come on, nematoda. What is the name of that roundworm which spread a disease in children? Hey, come on, I have told you. Nobody? Mazia.
sir, something liver. No.
Ascaris lumbricoid. Come on, it spread a disease scariasis. You have written that. Scariasis. Yes? Scariasis? You have written that?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This question, this was question. You missed it. Come on. Next. So, Annalita. So, what's about the sexuality of leech? I've asked you that this question have been asked. Leech, unisexual, bisexual, and all that. What is that?
So the unisexual, right?
Unisexual? Yes, very good. Very good. Leech is unisexual.
Yes. They have green blood.
Red blood.
Red
Colorless blood. Colorless
Red
blood.
blood?
Green blood is found in Hardbenia. Okay. What we call the excretory system in Arthropoda? Tell me. The excretory system which is found in Arthropoda. Arthropoda excretory system. What is the name of excretory system of Arthropoda?
Malpighian tubes.
Who told?
Malpighian.
Yeah, very good. Great. Malpighian, excellent. So two people given answer. Mazia and one more. Yeah.
So I said.
Okay, great, very good. So next, mollusca have a hard covering around their body, except few. Who are the members who do not have hard covering of calcium carbonate or shell around their body?
Octopus, sir.
Excellent. Octopus and squid. Very good. And the substance which is secreted. So the substance which is secreted in the form of calcium carbonate, what part of animal that or what part of a snail which secrete this substance? Name of that part?
Mantle.
Malpighian. What is the name of that part which secrete that substance, that calcium carbonate shell? Name of that muscle or that tissue? Mental. Remember mental. After shell, there was a layer of mental. Mental secrete that substance.
Sir, I told that only.
Mental that secret. Okay. Again. What is missing in echinodermata? Which part, which body part or which organ is missing in echinodermata? Come on, tell me, please. Ninth question.
Respiratory system.
Which system is missing?
Head.
Organ.
Very
Organ,
good.
organ,
Very
organ
good.
is missing. Excretory organ.
Yeah, head is organ. Head is missing. Brain is missing. Very good. Who told?
Sir, me.
Ah, come on. Very good. Again, 10th. The blood is red. Blood is blue in mollusca. Why?
Sir, hemocyanin.
Hemocyanin. Very good.
Okay.
Due to presence of human. So I'm happy to know that all of you are at least studying. Good. Happy to know. That is the response which I expect from you people. I'm really very happy. So, and everybody of you is answering. So that makes me more happy. And that gives me more energy to teach you in more better way and more enriched way. Great, great. So the last, tell me one more. I have discussed name of a fish. They are mostly marine. For spawning, they return back to the fresh water. When they goes back after the spawning, they die.
Cyclostome. No, lamprey.
Ah, awesome. Very good. Who told? Samira?
Sir, me.
Awesome. Very good. Great. I'm really happy to know that. So all of you are doing very well. I'll give feedback. I'll give good feedback of you all of you. Very good. So let's start with the topic. Right. This was the just only your Viva base. Now we are going to start with the root system. Put the heading root system. Okay. So we'll start with the root system. Let me open the NCERT. And that's what I expect from your end. Just whatever I tell you, whatever I explain you, whatever we discuss with that. So what only you need to do that, just go through with it one or twice, give at least 20 minutes after the class. And that will be sufficient for you. So put the heading root system. Okay. So first I will discuss root system. I will explain. Then I will ask you to jot it down. So first you have to focus on the screen. Yes, this is. First, let me show with the PPT. Look, these are the part of root, right? So this is the part of root, and this upper part. So this is the basic main root is called primary root, and from this main root there are some side branches are arising. These are called secondary root, right? Then again the apical part, again the secondary root, they gives rise third type of the branches, and these are the called tertiary root. And this apical part is actually called this enlarged over here, and in this apical part a few centimeter, that is called root hair region. So let's start from the apical part. The apex mode part is called root cap. Actually this root cap part, it is made up of non-living or dead kind of the cells. Again these root the cells of this region, they secrete a mucilase, like mucus like structure. This mucus like structure, what it do, it help in the penetration, it will work like driller, so it help in the penetration. Inside this cap like structure there are some cells which keep on dividing and keep on giving rise to new cell, and these is called region of cell division. The cells of this region are actually meristematic. So these meristematic cells, they keep on dividing, continuously keep on dividing and gives rise to new cells. But meristematic cell, we know these are very soft kind of the cells, and these cells are very small and soft cells. And after that, the division, these cells are pushed back. This region is called region of elongation. So in region of elongation, what happens? The cells keep on developing themselves, they keep on elongating, means cell growth take place. So growth of cells takes place. Cell growth. After what happened, so behind this region, there is a region of maturation. In region of maturation, cell differentiation taking place. Cell differentiation. So cell differentiation takes place means the formation of new cells takes place from the division of labor take place at this region. So most of the cells of this region, they get converted into root hair. Root hair is that part. This is also called region of absorption. Region of absorption. At this region, what happened? Absorption of mineral and water takes place maximum at this part. So this was all about the root system. Clear?
Yes.
So please note it down.
Yes, sir.
So put the heading, parts of root. Root cap is a parenchymatous multicellular structure. Root cap is parenchymatous. Let me write down. Parenchyma is a type of cell. Parenchymatous. We will discuss that in anatomy.
Yes.
Root cap is parenchymatous multicellular structure which cover the meristematic cells. Full stop. In the same heading, root cap secrete.
I can repeat the point, sir. Root cap is
parenchymatous multicellular structure. Root cap is parenchymatous multicellular structure. Full stop. It cover the meristematic cells. Full stop. Next point. Cells of root cap secrete mucilase. We have just started with it, Minashi. Just we have started. Take the screenshot, and we have just started. Before it, we were just. I have given outline, and I have taken actually test, right? So that was the Viva voice. So 2 people are left with Viva, Alvia and Minashi. Okay. So before it, just I have given the outlines of plant morphology, and I was taking Viva. So I will take Viva of you 2 people, right?
Okay.
In the last part of the class, right? I'll ask some question. I'll ask 5 questions, and you 2 have to answer me, right? So on the basis of that, I will give you ranking or feedback to management. Okay. So write it down. I have started with the root cap. Okay. So I told that a root cap is parenchymatous multicellular structure called a parenchymatous multicellular structure that covers meristematic cells. Next point. The cells of root cap secrete mucilase to reduce friction with soil. Cells of root cap secrete mucilase to reduce friction with soil. Now, one last point which I want to discuss with you. Please be focused. Actually, always root grow towards the gravity. Are you agree with that thing? 99.9999%.
yes, sir.
They always grow towards the gravity. And my question is that why root always go towards the gravity or away from the light? So root always grow towards the gravity. So we can say this movement is called gravitropism. Gravitropism. So that is grow towards the gravity. Is there any logic behind it? Why root always go towards the gravity? There must be some logic. So let me tell you. Actually, this is the question, right? For your medical examination. Generally, nowadays the scientists try like explain that there are some starch granules. These starch granules gives sensitivity to root cap to go towards the gravity. So because of these starch granule, these root grow towards the gravity. Please note it down. Cells of root cap, underline this statement. Cells of root cap also possess starch granule. Cells of root cap also possess starch granules. Full stop. The latter is believed to be take part. That means starch granule. The latter is believed to be take part in gravitropism. Gravitropism. Full stop. So this was the root cap region. Next, region of cell division or meristematic zone. Meristematic zone. So meristematic cells are those cells which keep on dividing continuously, right? They are soft cells, they are small cells, right? Note it down. It is about 1 millimeter in length. It is about 1 millimeter in length. Full stop. It is made up of compactly arranged. It is made up of compactly arranged small thin wall cells. Small thin wall cells. Full stop. Next point. The cells of this point keep on dividing and help in growth of root. Next region is this, the region of elongation. The region of elongation is 4 to 8 millimeter in length.
Just a second.
The region of elongation is 4 to 8 millimeter in length. Full stop. The cells of this region, loses the power of division.
Cells of this region.
This region loses power of division, means they cannot divide. Loses the power of division. Full stop. They elongate rapidly. Full stop. They increases the length of root. Underline. They increases the length of root. Next.
They
they increases the length of root. Next, root hair zone. Next, root hair zone. Root hair zone is 1 to yes, root hair zone. Root hair zone is 1 to 6 centimeter in length. 1 to 6 centimeter in length. Full stop. Most of the water absorption occur at this zone. Most of the water absorption occur at this zone. Full stop. The tubular outgrowth of this zone are called the tubular outgrowth of this zone are called tubular outgrowth of this zone are called root hairs, which increases the surface area for absorption. Now I have a question, and I'll appreciate whoever of you, like anybody of you, if answer me that question. And let me give you some options. Root hair are unicellular structure, multicellular structure. They are, first point, root hair are unicellular structure. Second, they are multicellular structure. Third, they are just unicellular outgrowth of epidermis. Third, they arise from inside the root. They arise from inside the root cells. Which of the following is correct?
They come from the epidermis
Okay.
and
And
multicellular.
uni or multi?
Multi.
Multi. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, sir. They
Yes, Shem. Mitashi, Alvia, tell me.
Multicellular
Multicellular. Alvia,
last point.
last point. That they arise from inside the root.
Yeah, that
Okay.
they arise from the root cells and they're multicellular.
Okay. Alvia, Ozia.
Sir, I already said.
Okay. Here.
Sir, are they unicellular and they arise from epidermis?
Awesome. Great. That is the answer actually. So great. And I appreciate you all participate in the question. So that is really very great. So look, yes, they are actually they are unicellular tubular outgrowth of epidermis. Note it down. This is the question actually. This has been asked in medical examination. Look, the hair-like structure, always keep in mind, this is a concept. The hair-like structure which is found in the root part, they are unicellular and they arise from outside. The hair-like structure which are found in stem, they are always multicellular structure. We call them trichome. I will explain you again it. They call trichome. They are found in stem part. They are so stem hairs are always multicellular and root hair are always unicellular. Wrote it down. Root hair are unicellular tubular structure. Root hair are unicellular tubular structure. And they are epidermal outgrowth. They are epidermal outgrowth. underline it. This was the question actually in medical. Okay, one last thing. Region of maturation. Region of maturation forms the region of maturation forms the bulk of region of maturation form the bulk of root part full stop. The cells of this region,
Sir, can you
yes,
Form?
region of maturation, it forms the bulk of root part. The cells of this region do not undergo further any change. Next, please underline outermost part of this region is impermeable. The outermost part of this region is impermeable and underline please, do not absorb water. Do not absorb water.
part of this membrane?
Is impermeable and do not absorb water, right? Okay, so this was the region of root here, right? Now the modification of root. Take the screenshot of this diagram, it's very important. Now the modification of root, right? So what are the modification of root? Let me tell you some modifications. Fine, means sometime root modify for different purpose. Means their main purpose is absorption of water and make the plant erect, but most of the time the root adapt and a different function. So put the heading modification of root. So in modification of root, so first is that prop root. What is the prop root? Look, let me show you the prop root. So before prop root, I want to tell you one thing. Flashy taproot. Yes. Modification of root. Okay. So this diagram is of. So first is actually that is not in your NCERT in first page. Yes, diagram is only the given over there. So first put the heading first. So first is flashy taproot. Flashy tap root. So flashy taproot. Note it down. The roots become swollen and they adapt. Function of root becomes swollen and they adapt. The function of storage of fruit. Full stop.
The roots become swollen and they adapt the function of
food storage. Function of food storage. Next point. The stem is reduced. And disquiet. Stem is reduced and disquiet. Means the stem become disc shaped. Look, this disc shaped part becomes stem. This is the only stem. So whenever you cut down our turnip, whenever you cut down our carrot, the green part, small green part, which you like slice off this part, this is the only stem, and the rest of the part, these are the leaves. So stem is greatly reduced in all these roots where the root adopt the function of storage, right? So system is very reduced. Take the screenshot example. So on the basis of shape, we call them conical root. So conical root is found in carrot. Again, fusiform, this form. So conical is upper part is wide and lower part is tapering down narrow. Again, the upper part is like smaller, and again the central part is swollen, and again it tapers below. So fusiform, this shape is called fusiform. Fusiform is reddish.
Radish. Yes.
Yes. Napiform is this
Turnip.
turnip, right? And tuberous root,
Sweet potato.
very good, sweet potato. Sweet potato. Take the screenshot, fleshy roots. So this was the first modification of root. Second part is that is prop root, right? Take a screenshot. The
Yes.
second part is prop root. Let me show you prop root. So where they are found, you must have seen that prop roots. Banyan tree, best example. So these are the actually prop root. Look, you must have seen these root, prop root, hanging down, right? So the main purpose of prop root is to provide support, because banyan is a very large tree and their branches have a great weight. If these prop root will not support like pillar, what will happen? So these are called prop root. What will happen? Like after some time, when the roots become heavier due to gravity, they will break and they will fall down. So to support this large tree, so these roots start hanging as an aerial root. When these aerial root they reaches to the ground, so the aerial root are like this one. So aerial root have a root cap. Actually, they are advantageous root, right? So aerial roots are advantageous. When they reaches to the ground, they become the root part and upper part convert into the stem, and they after some time they start behaving like an independent tree or independent stem. So that's how these are called prop root, right? So again the prop root become a tree like structure, then again prop root. So that's how the banyan spread. There is a banyan tree in Karnataka, and the size of the tree, it has been spread in 7.6 hectare. Can you compare? Can you understand? 7.6 hectare single tree, and it is impossible to tell which is the main tree part actually. So the prop root is spread, and again they become an independent plant again, and that's how the banyan is spread. Please note it down. They are the thick pillar-like. They are the thick
The second
pillar
part is
like
prop root. Prop root.
prop root. Yes, this one prop root. The second one is prop root. They are thick pillar-like adventitious root which grow from and support
So the thick pillar-like.
pillar-like adventitious root, thick pillar-like adventitious pillar-like adventitious root. Full stop. They grow from and support. They grow from and support heavy horizontal branches. They grow from and support heavy horizontal branches of banyan tree. Full stop. Root
Again,
cap
they
is
grow
present.
from and support.
Support heavy horizontal branches of banyan tree. Full stop. They have root cap. Full stop. Next point. As the root reaches to ground, as the root reaches to ground, they become thick and pillar-like. Full stop. Now this prop root start behaving like independent plant, right? Okay, so this was the prop root. Clear? Understood? It's easy, there is nothing clear. So the next modification is nematophores. So what are the nematophores? Let me show you what are the nematophores. Look, these are actually nematophores. So what are actually nematophores? These are nematophores. Can you tell me what is the nematophore? Any one of you? And where they are found? Very important.
Sir, there are grasses.
Nematophore. Have you heard about the rhizophora? Rhizophora.
Sir, they increase nitrogen in the atmosphere. They convert the nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen into.
That is rhizobium. Rhizobium leguminosum. That is bacteria.
Different.
Rhizophora is a type of root. Actually, look, rhizophora are a type of plant. Look, so rhizophora are the plant which are found in deltaic region. Delta, you know delta. Delta are formed by the river and between the river and oceans. When river drop the mud or river drop the sand in oceans, so delta are formed due to this deposition of river, right? In delta, always the situation is like muddy situation, and they always remains wet, and the soil is so much salty. The soil is that much salty that the plant cannot breathe. So what happened? For sake of breathing, root start growing opposite to the gravity. These are the only root which are negative geotropic. Means these are the only root which grow against gravity. Otherwise, a few minutes back, we have studied that root do not grow against gravity. They always grow towards the gravity. But these are the root which grow against gravity. Why they grow? Actually, they come out of the earth to breathe. They have a small pore-like structure. With the help of these pore, what they do, they take actually air. So these are breathing root. And what we call these pore, the name of these pore is nematode. Nematode. Sorry, nematode. Please note it down. Nematophores. They are called respiratory roots. They are called respiratory root. Full stop. They help in breathing of plant. They help in breathing of plant. Full stop. These roots are found in mangrove plant. These roots are found in mangrove plant like rhizophora. Mangrove plant like rhizophora, which grow in muddy deltaic region. Let's stop. Next point. Roots have small pores called nematode. Roots have a small pore called nematode, which help them breathing. So with the help of these pores, the nematode root take oxygen and relieve carbon dioxide. Is it clear to all of you? Mangrove
sir.
plant clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you here one more important point, which is important for your examination. Actually, these are the plant which grow actually in deltaic region, where the salinity is that much or salt concentration is that much in soil that they can degenerate any plant, or no plant can grow over there. But mangrove plants grow over there. So, what is the peculiarity of this plant? Actually, they are viviparous. Seed formation takes place, but seed never fell down on the ground. Because if seed will fell down on the ground, they will never grow due to high salinity or high salt concentration. So what happened? While when seed remains attached to the mother plant, they start germinating at the mother plant. So from the tree, seed do not falls. Actually, from the tree, a small plant fell down, and these plant grow. So these are called actually viviparous plant. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Viviparous plant. So viviparous plant are those where seed do not fall down. Actually, seed germinate while attached with the mother plant, and the small plant will fell down and they germinate. So these kind of the plant are called viviparous. Clear?
Yes,
Then
sir.
note it down. Mangrove are viviparous plants. Note it down. Mangroves are viviparous plants. So rhizophora is there. Again, one more root. The fourth kind of root is stilt root. What are the? Let me explain you what are the stilt root. Stilt root are actually the root which are found basically in a maize plant, which are found basically in sugarcane plant. So these also have a different function. The stilt root. You must have seen a maize plant or sugarcane plant. Look, so they are actually stilt root. So these are the root. They grow from here. They comes down, and these are actually aerial root. So their main purpose of these root that first they provide support, right? So this is the actually plant of maize, right? So they are found in maize plant, maize. They are found in sugarcane plant, sugarcane, sorghum, and all that. So they are mechanical. They provide support, and secondary actually they also help in absorption of mineral and water. So these are aerial root. They are found above ground. Note it down, please. Stilt root. So that is the heading. Fourth one is stilt root. They are the short but thick supporting root. They are the short but thick supporting root which develop from the basal node of the stem, which develop from the basal node of the stem, basal node of the stem, full stop. They grow obliquely. They grow obliquely. Full stop. After penetrating to soil, after penetrating to soil, after penetrating to soil, they give support. They give support to plant. Full stop. Additionally, they allow better absorption. Additionally, they allow better absorption of water and mineral salt. Additionally, they allow better absorption of water and mineral salt. Full stop. Example, maize and sugarcane. Maize and sugarcane. Next, stem. So next heading is stem. So we did root, and now we are talking about the stem. So as I have explained you that stem always have node and internode. That is a peculiarity of a stem. Then we will study about the modification of a stem. So first, please note it down. Stem is usually found. Stem is usually found above the ground. Above the ground. Full stop. It bear leaves and flower. Full stop. They have distinct node and internode. They have distinct node and internode. So that was the characteristic of a stem.
Sir, distinct means distinguished, right?
Yes, on the basis of node and internode, we can distinguish them. Right. So they perform photosynthesis. We know all that. So we can differentiate on the basis. Now the modification of a stem. Right. So let me show you a diagram of modification of stem. Okay. Modification of. This is the best type. Modification of leaves. Give me just a second. I'll show you the modification of. Yes. Okay. This is the actually modification of a stem. This one. Now there are in the diagram you will see there are three type of modification of a stem, right? The first one is that is underground stem modification. Means those stem which are found below the soil or inside the soil, right? So the first one is them rhizome. Rhizome is actually horizontal stem, right? So these are found inside the ground. They are found in canna, means banana. They are found in like ginger, so they are horizontal stems, right? Next, corm. Corm is found in colocasia. Colocasia. You must have seen colocasia. Outer covering is white. Outer covering is brown. Inside there is a white sticky kind of the stem, and these structure are called corm. Tuber, potato. Bulb, onion. So they are actually modification of underground stem. So please start coding now. First, modification of underground stem. So first subheading is that is rhizome. Start coding now. It is the perennial. It is the perennial, fleshy, underground stem. Full stop. Underground stem. It gives rise it gives rise to vertical. It gives rise to vertical shoot at favorable condition. At favorable condition. Full stop. Lower part have advantageous. Lower part have advantageous root. Lower part have advantageous root. Example, ginger. Example, ginger. Turmeric. Example, ginger, turmeric. And banana means canna. Canna is called banana. Canna. So canna, ginger, and turmeric is example. Clear? Rhizome clear? Important hai. It's important. Please keep on telling me. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Next is the
Sir,
next
you
part.
put horizontal or vertical, sir? You put horizontal, right?
This is horizontal part, and they gives rise this vertical stem shoots.
Okay, vertical stem.
Yes. So what happens? Look what happens. Let me tell you practically. What happens? Canna is not annual; it's a perennial, right? So what happened when you grow canna? The horizontal lower part that is brown color rhizome, it remains surviving. In fruiting season, what it gives rise to a vertical plant. So it gives fruit, it gives you banana, and after giving you banana completely, it die. You cut it down, and it remains dormant for some condition. So unfavorable condition. When again the favorable condition comes, the rhizome gives rise again vertical stem. And vertical stem comes out, they again gives rise fruit. So that's how they grow. So next part. So next is what is that? That is the corm. So put the heading corm. Corm. Corm is a short, thick, swollen, unbranched, spherical or cylindrical. Short, thick, swollen, unbranched, spherical or cylindrical, underground stem. Full stop. A corm may bear a number of circular node. A corm may bear a number of circular node. Full stop.
Number of circular roots.
Circular node, not root, node. These are circular nodes. A corm may bear number of circular nodes. Full stop. Corm remains dormant in unfavorable condition. Full stop. Corm remains dormant in unfavorable condition. Full stop. At favorable condition, they gives rise aerial shoot. At favorable condition, they gives rise aerial shoot. Full stop. Example, this is colocasia. Have you seen colocasia? Colocasia. It's a vegetable. Colocasia. Not seen?
No, sir. Colocation.
It's a vegetable actually. Brownish outer color, outer cover is brownish and inner side is white. No, very popular vegetable. I don't know. Have you seen or not? And there is one more plant.
Yes, sir. It's like yeah, it's like potato, right? Same like potato.
Exactly, it's like potato.
They call it Arabi also, sir. Arabi also.
Right, it's called Arabi actually.
Yeah.
It's called Arabi. So this is elephant foot. One more plant, elephant foot. This is called Jimicant. Elephant foot. So it's a larger side plant, and they cut it and give as a vegetable. Jimicant. So this is the example actually. Form. Next, tuber. Tuber, you know, it's potato. Tuber. Tuber is oval. Yes, tuber is oval, spherical, or swollen, oval, spherical, swollen, underground structure.
Sir, can you?
Yes, sure. It is oval or spherical. Underground, it is oval or spherical. Underground, swollen, stem, full stop. It does not bear root. It does not bear root. Full stop. Example, potato. Next, bud. Bud is, sorry, bulb. I'm sorry, not bud, bulb. So A was rhizome, B was corm, C was tuber, and D, underground stem, is bulb. Bulb is underground, spherical or pyriform. This structure is called pyriform. Each like this structure, pyriform. So bulb is underground, pyriform or spherical structure. Full stop. It have disc-shaped stem. It have this part. It have disc-shaped stem and several fleshy scale. Actually, the onion part that where what we eat in onion part, they are a fleshy scale and have fleshy scale. Full stop. They have terminal, this part. They have terminal auxiliary bud. They have terminal auxiliary bud. Full stop. Food is stored. Food is stored in these scales. Food is stored in these scales. Example, onion and garlic. Example, onion and garlic. So underground stem clear to all of you? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Great. Next heading is second heading, that is aerial modification of stem. So the first example is phylloclad. Actually, this is Apansia, cactus. Have you seen that? Apansia?
Yes, sir. Cactus.
Yes. So these green part of the cactus, Apansia, they are actually not leaves, they are stem. Actually, leaf modified in the form of spines. So these spines, they are modification of leaf. So when leaf modified to spine to reduce transpiration or to reduce loss of water. So where the photosynthesis takes place? Actually, photosynthesis is taken place by these stem. So these stem part are called phylloclad. So this part, this green type of the plant, this is called phylloclad. Phylloclad is actually stem part. So photosynthesis takes place in stem, not in leaves. Leaves just modify into spines. So please note it down. First, Aerial modification of stem. First, A, phylloclad. Phylloclad. So please start noting down in phylloclad. Phylloclad is actually in cactus. In cactus, like Apantia. So this diagram belongs to Apantia. Apantia. Cactus like Apantia. The stem become flattened or cylindrical. Full stop. They are green.
Sir,
They are
cactus
green,
like Opensia.
like Apantia. Stem become flattened. Stem become flattened or cylindrical. Full stop. They are green and perform photosynthesis. They are green and perform photosynthesis. As leaf modify into spine, as leaf modify into spine. Full stop. These modified stems are called phylloclad. These modified stems are called phylloclad. Right? An example is Apantia. Again, the next part is called cladode. This is cladode. So actually, cladodes, these are leaf-like structure are cladode. Cladode is actually the outgrowth of a stem, and this is actually the main stem, and the sub-stem or secondary stem is called cladode, and leaves again disappear over here for to reduce the transpiration. So these cladode are also found in those plants which are actually found in desertic region or arid region. And the example of cladode is asparagus. This is actually asparagus. Asparagus. And these structure are called cladode. Please note it down. They are green stem with limited growth. They are green stem with limited growth, which takes over the function of photosynthesis, from leaves. Full stop. The true leaves reduced to scale or spine. True leaves reduced to scale or spine. So these are scale cladodes. Fine. Now the next point. So this is A, B. Now the C part is thorn. Next modification is thorn. Actually, there is a difference in spine and thorn. Thorn are actually larger and they are very hard because they are modification of stem. Spines are smaller and they are thin. They are weaker because they are modification of leaves. Right. So thorn.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. Yes, please tell me. You want to ask?
The green stem with limited.
Limited growth. Limited growth.
Okay, thank you.
Well, actually, their growth is limited. After a certain point, they do not grow. So they do not grow like leaves. Like they do not have larger surface area. They have a smaller surface. Next is thorn, actually. So thorn. So please put it down. Thorn are modified stem because they have vascular bundle. So inside thorn there is vascular bundle because they have vascular bundle. Full stop. They are sharp, pointed, straight or curved. They are sharp, pointed, straight or curved structure which protect plant from grazing animal, which protect plant from grazing animal. So their main function is to protect plant from grazing animal, right? So example, thorn. Can you tell me example? Citrus, lemon. Citrus saffron. Bougainvillea. Have you seen bougainvillea?
Yes, sir.
Bougainvillea. Okay, so that's great. Bougainvillea, citrus, bougainvillea, and datura. Datura. Again, stem tendril. Stem tendril, you know that they help in reaching to some point. Stem tendril. So note it down. Next D point is stem tendril. So they are thread-like structure. They are thread-like structure. They coil around thread-like structure. They coil around, support, and
But that
help.
thread-like structure.
Thread. They are thread-like structure. They coil around support and help plant to climb. Full stop. They may be, underline this point, they may be branched or unbranched. Actually, there are leaf tendril axis. Leaf tendril are never unbranched. Stem tendrils are branched actually. Right? That is the difference between two. That's why I'm telling you, underline the point. They may be branched or unbranched. Full stop. Example, grape. Grape is called Vitis vinifera. Grape. Cucurbita. So there are two examples. Clear? Modification of aerial stem.
Is money plant also from this?
Money plant is not tendril actually. They do not have tendril are like this kind of structure. Money plant is actually climber. This is climber. So that is climber plant. Actually, they have some clinching roots. You know how the money plant go upside. So suppose that this is some stem-like structure. So what happened? So this have some base. So money plant will have some clinching root, small sticky root. So those sticky root are like feet of this reptile, like lizard. So they have some clinching root. So they hold this substratum with the help of that root structure. Right? That's how they climb.
Okay.
So they do not have tendril or any that kind. They are climber actually. That type of plant are called climber. Okay. So next, subaerial modification of stem. Actually, subaerial means partially above the ground, partially below the ground. So they run horizontally on the ground, right? So they are called subaerial. So third heading is subaerial modification of stem. So the first subaerial modification of the stem is that they are a runner. So please start noting down runner. So runner is like doob grass, that is runner. So first is runner. Runner. Yes, runner. They are the, so this is the example of runner, A runner. They are the narrow, green, above the ground, narrow, green, above the ground stem, full stop. They develop erect shoot.
Sir, can you repeat the first point? They are the
narrow, green, above the ground, horizontal stem, full stop. They
sorry,
develop
sir. They are the narrow above.
narrow, green, green, above the ground, horizontal stem, above the ground, horizontal stem, full stop. They develop erect shoot, this one. They develop erect shoot at some point called crowns. They develop erect shoot at some point called crowns. Full stop. Called crowns.
Crown.
Crowns. Next, they spread in different directions. They spread in different directions and ultimately crown bear advantageous root. Ultimately crown bear advantageous root. Example, lawn grass or doob grass. Have you seen that? Normal grass on your playground. Lawn grass or doob grass. Actually, the scientific name of doob grass is Cynodon dactylion. So that is actually grasses, right? Next, stolon. B, stolon. They are some curve structure. So their purpose is, suppose that there is some brick or their rock-like structure, so they will jump. So that is called stolon. So they jump from here. They can pass any obstacle, right? Scroll down. They are the horizontal or arced runner. Arc. They make arc. They are the horizontal or arced runner, which can cross over a small obstacle, which can cross over a small obstacle. Example, jasmine and strawberry. Example, jasmine and strawberry. One more point, stolon may be one or more, stolon is one or more one or more node longer. So it may have one or more than one nodes. Next,
One or more node longer.
yes, one or more than one node longer. One or more than one node longer. So next is offset. You must have seen ecornia. Have you seen that ecornia? This is called actually. This is a weed kind of the plant, ecornia. So the best example is ecornia. Ecornia is called water hyacinth. Have you seen that plant or not? Water hyacinth. They massively grow on pond and they make the pond fill with the vegetation and they have purple color of flower. Ecornia. So ecornia, note it down. They are only one internode long offset. They are only one internode long small runner.
So can you repeat?
They are only one internode long. They are only one internode long small runner. Full stop. They have,
They're only one internode longer than.
yes. So this offset, this will be the length of this one will be only one internode long, and these are the nodes actually.
Yes.
From node upper side there will be leaves. Leaves are rosette shape. Rosette shapes means leaves arise as a bunch, right? And lower side they have root, right? So note it down. They are one internode long small runner. Full stop. They have rosette shape plant. They have rosette shaped plant at each node. Example, ecornia.
They have rosette shape and
Rosette shaped plant at each node. So every node bear rosette shaped plant at each node. Example, water hyacinth or ecornia. Okay, suckers. So suckers you can see in mint plant. Example is mint plant. So you can see the sucker in mint plants. Note it down. It is, so this part is called sucker actually, this part. It is a special non-green cylindrical. It is a special non-green cylindrical stem branch full stop. It grow horizontally in soil. It grow horizontally in soil and ultimately
I'm sorry,
come,
sir. The second point after stem cylindrical stem brand
and it grow full stop. It grow horizontally in soil. It grow horizontally in soil and ultimately comes out of the ground to form new aerial shoot. Right?
Yes, sir.
Each sucker have one or more than one node. Each sucker have one or more than one node. Example, mint, banana, pineapple.
Sir,
Mint, banana and pineapple.
already you give in this rhizome, right, sir? So here also.
Banana.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So banana have they also have rhizome. They also have sucker.
Okay.
Both of the things are found, right? Okay. So these were the modification of stem. Have a glance. If you have any doubt or any problem, let me know, please. Then we will go to leaf.
Sir, can we start next class? Leave.
Just see. Do you want to leave?
Huh?
Or
No, sir. Actually, before this class, I had math class also. So
maths class also. Like after this class, you have maths class.
no, sir. Before this class, math class was also there.
So you got exhausted.
Yes, sir. Kind of.
So no way. Look, today we'll just try to understand the leaf structure,
Okay.
leaf, right?
Okay.
Won't be telling you the modification of leaf and all that.
Okay.
So did you got all these things? Whatever we have studied today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So just a small thing which I want to tell you. Actually, I want to tell you the structure of leaf. And in the next class, we'll study the modification of leaf and types of leaf, finishing and all that, right? Because it's a very big topic. Actually, morphology will take some classes. Right? It's a very bigger chapter. And
Yes.
at the end of the morphology, there will be some floral formula, floral diagram, and everything is very important. So we cannot skip that. So today I will just tell you the part of the leaves. And next class, no issue, we'll start. So I just want to show you the leaf morphology. Parts of leaf actually. Look. Leaf morphology. So this is a stem. And look, the part which connect leaf with the stem is called petiole. Right? So this is the petiole. Between the petiole and stem, there is a bud that is called axillary bud. What happened? Axillary bud may modify into flower. It may modify into branch. Right? So branches or flower, they arise from axillary bud. So they remains at the axis of these two. That's why they are called axillary. When this leaf was small, there was a protective covering called stipule. So stipule is a small protective covering which is found below the petiole. This point, from where the petiole connect the leaf lamina, leaf blade. So this complete part, this complete green part, this is called leaf blade, or this is also called leaf lamina. So don't get confused. Lamina and blade are both are the same. So leaf blade or leaf lamina. This is the base. And again, there is a midrib. This part is called midrib. From midrib, veins come out. This part is margin. This part is called apex. So this is the actually morphology of leaves. Take the screenshot. Put the heading morphology of leaves. Clear to all of you? Okay. So one more thing. So there are some people who have already given that Viva voice. So the people left this. Where is that? Minashi and
Yes, sir.
yes. You have to give Viva voice. I have asked some question to them, rest of the people, and even I was about to ask with Aisha, but she left. She's not here. She got disconnected. So Minashi, I'll ask you 5 questions only. You have to like answer these questions. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So rest of the people can leave if they want, and if they want to stay, and
Okay.
if they want to answer me, they can. Yeah. So we'll start the leaf modification in next class. So the question is from classification. Are you ready, Minashi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, great. Again. So can you tell me the respiratory organ? First, Minashi will answer. If she will not be able to answer, then the rest of the people will get the chance. Okay. So first, this is right of Minashi. So first, can you tell me the respiratory organs of arthropoda?
Hmm.
What are the respiratory organs which are found in arthropoda? Minashi, tell me.
So skin,
Skin, right? Then,
gills,
very good, gills. Tell me one more.
lungs, gills and skin.
One more, please. Pipe-like structure called trachea. Trachea, book lungs, right? Okay. Next question. What kind of the sexes are found in Echinodermata? Sex. Separate sexes or bisexual or unisexual? What kind of sexes? Echinodermata.
Hmm.
Is it unisexual or bisexual? Starfish is unisexual or bisexual?
Uni.
Good, unisexual. So, does they have sexual dimorphism? Does they have sexual dimorphism?
Hmm.
No, they do not have. I told you that you cannot detect that this is male and this is female, right? Okay. One more. In apes, there is peculiarity in their lungs. What is special in their lungs?
They have fourth chamber.
They have
Fourth chamber.
what is peculiarity in their lungs? Lungs. They have not heart, lungs. What is special with their lungs?
So they have special two storage glands, right? One storage sac, and other is the oil gland.
Ah, right.
Glands, yeah.
Lungs have a special air sac, which provide them buoyancy. Okay. Yes, they have a oil gland also called preen gland on their skin actually. Right. What's about the amphibians ear system? Does they have ear or not? On what kind of the ear? If yes, then what kind of ear?
They have ear.
Very good. They have ear. And what kind of ear?
In
External, internal. External or internal? They have a membrane
internal.
outside of their body. What we call them? Externally on the ear, they have a membrane. What we call that? Tympanum. Right? Tympanum membrane. One last question. Hardmania have green blood. Why its blood is green? Why the color of blood is green? Due to presence of? Due to presence of? Yes, Pinashi. Vanadium. Okay. So again, all of you have to revise this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will start with the leaf modification and all that in next class, right?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt? Any question?
Yes, sir.
Here? All clear? Samaira?
Yes, sir, clear.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sham? Any
Yes,
question? Minashi, any question? No? Okay, guys. See you in next class and we'll like
Thank you, sir.
carry forward this one, right? Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye,
Good
sir.
night.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.